Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you today is the result of the invisible mass shooting, of which the media and the gun controllers still are not covering, by the way. The Memphis district attorney is straight up calling out the ATF and the DOJ and the U.S. Attorney's Office for not enforcing NFA violations and then leaving it up to the states, all the while not intending to do so. This, guys, send this one out because you can't make this stuff up. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. All right, beautiful people. So if you are not familiar, we did a video last week that broke 1 million views really quickly, and it was an amazing thing to watch, and I appreciate you guys immensely. And it was all about the invisible mass shooting that the gun controllers have never talked about, the media has still never talked about, and it was an open war zone on the streets. You guys can check it out. It was called the invisible mass shooting. And there was never a response whatsoever around a place called Orange Ball. I think it was Orange Ball or Orange Court. It was a block party that went haywire in street takeovers and full autos and all sorts of things. Hundreds of rounds shot, right? Well, the Memphis district attorney, this guy I'm about to show you, comes out and calls for tougher penalties for the violations of the NFA through Glock switches. Okay, that's the entire point of this interview. I'm going to play 2 clips, and you tell me what they just did to the ATF and the DOJ inadvertently in this press conference coming out of Memphis, again, from the invisible mass shooting. Check this out.
Now, it is illegal under federal law, and for that reason, our office often tries to refer Glock switch cases over to the federal system. In fact, as part of Project Safe Neighborhoods, every week, our prosecutors meet with people from the U.S. Attorney's Office and see what kind of cases can be referred, including a lot of these Glock switch cases. But they would acknowledge, and we're grateful for their assistance, they would acknowledge, and we acknowledge, that they can't take all these Glock switch cases. All right, a lot of them still have to be prosecuted under the state system.
So they're just not going to take NFA violations, all the while they're telling you you can't have your gun rights. You can't be engaged in being as a dealer with firearms if you sell one gun for one profit. You can't have pistol braces because that's a danger to you. And there will be consequences. Glock switches that are already a violation of the National Firearms Act. The U.S. Attorney's Office just doesn't take them because they can't. Waiting for the point where it makes sense. Now, I will tell you the National Firearms Act is a big registration and tax scheme that infringes upon the rights of the citizens. It's well known that you cannot tax a right. That's not negotiable. There's been precedent established around that. That's what's happening with the NFA. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that the Memphis district attorney is coming out calling for stricter gun control laws around Glock switches because so many people are violating the NFA federal law that the United States Attorney's Office isn't taking the cases. This is about 2 weeks after we did a video with Chicago having the lowest acceptance rate for gun crimes in that area on a federal level. Now, the big game here and the big con is they pass more and more federal gun laws, and more people are not arrested or held to account for those, but except the people who are everyday who can't buy things that are constitutionally protected, can't have their rights, can't do this, can't do that because they need common sense gun reform, but they can't find it in their time to enforce existing NFA violations, but they're going to take your ghost guns or frames and receivers or pistol braces. It's a pretty big juxtaposition, and that's the point. Now, I've got one more thing for you, and this one's just going to tickle you just right, because the verbiage that he uses and the assumptions that this district attorney of Memphis makes around if you own something like a Glock switch, not on a gun, just if you own one, that has an implication to you as a person and your intent. Check this out.
I want to acknowledge that there is a right under the proper circumstances for citizens to arm themselves for public safety. But no one needs to have a machine gun for self-defense. And the fact that we have so many of these is something that we need to be very, very concerned about. If you do own one of these Glock switches, you're not owning it for self-defense. You're very likely up to no good, and you need to be punished.
And you need to be punished because I've assumed that you're up to no good because you own an item. You can't be having it for anything other than, I don't know, like fun on a range. You can't be doing that because I've assigned your intent. You're up to no good. Therefore, you need to be punished based off of my assessment of your intent. Anyone see any problems with that? Now, I'm not here to say that, right, in this video, rather, that NFA is going to go away or that it isn't going to go. I'm not even talking about that. This guy just outed the ATF and the DOJ, and in the next sentence of his press conference assigns all the intent of what you might have in your closet because you have it, therefore you're up to no good and you have to be punished. Because there's certain times when the right to bear arms is applicable. No, boo. That's a right. That's not a if the rain is shining and there's a poodle crossing the path and it's a full moon on Tuesday. No. It's your rights. This is the sitting DA in Memphis, the guy who just had to deal with the invisible mass shooting that was never covered. Maybe this is part of the problem. Maybe it's not the gun rights of the citizenry. Maybe it's the people who are enforcing writing and advocating for more gun control that don't know the basics of our civil rights. Not civil rights, excuse me, of our natural rights. Guys, I mean, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.